Hello, everybody. My name is Shanice. I use she, her, hers pronouns, and I am the social media manager here at the African American Chamber of Commerce. Today, I'm here with the incredible Olivia, and they are going to talk about some good tips and tricks for Instagram business. So, Olivia, I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor.
All right, great. Well, hello, everyone. So, my name is Olivia. And I go by she, her pronouns. And yeah, I'm in my final year at college and I'm majoring in communications. So I'm really interested and very passionate about Instagram myself, as I use it every day. A bit too much, to be honest, but it is like that sometimes, so it cannot be helped. But yeah, today we're going to go learn about some tips and tricks on how to grow your Instagram, especially when you're getting started out, because it can be quite overwhelming. So today I'm going to share with you my presentation. We're going to be looking at the benefits of using Instagram for business in particular. I think we all know how to use Instagram for our personal lives, pretty simple, just sharing pictures or videos of your fun moments in life, and that's great and all. But today we're going to be specifically diving into the business aspect of Instagram. So first, very general statement. What is social media? Now, everyone has an idea of what social media is. I think most of us, if anything, all of us have used or currently use social media at the moment. So social media is a term to describe and talk about websites and mobile apps. And this involves posting content yourself, along with interacting with said content. And this can be content that you post yourself, your friends post, or even your favorite brands. And also with social media, it is an excellent way to connect with users worldwide. So I've heard of people making friends with people through social media, making connections. If you're a brand, maybe you've worked with influencers, and this is something that you would have not been able to do without social media. And there's lots of prominent social media channels such as Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, so on. But today in particular, we'll delve into Instagram and why it's one of my favorites. So here are some quick fun facts. So 55% of consumers learn about brands through social media. So this is an excellent way, especially when you're a startup company and you're just getting the gist of everything and you don't have necessarily a huge budget to spend on advertising yet. So this is a really good way to get started. And people spend an average of 145 minutes per day across social media platforms. I know I probably spend well over that. Ashamed to admit it, but yeah, a lot of people use social media. I think some people are quite dependent on it, but this is also a great way to take advantage of the fact that people use social media. It is a great way to get started. But next, we're going to look at why social media is important. And here's a quick overview on why. So the pros of this is it's a really easy way to keep in contact and reach out to people worldwide. So this can be keeping in contact with family, friends that maybe you don't see too often, or it can be a way to meet and learn about new people, interact with a new audience, maybe someone from a completely different country. And that is something that you cannot get anywhere else. Now, another thing is that it is easy to access all sorts of information and research online. So if you want to share information, maybe about your culture, about your service, maybe a recent scientific discovery, this can all be done through social media. And it's a really great way for people to have access to all of this information. And this is a way for you to educate others along with being educated on various topics. Now, to talk about this as well, an important thing to remember is that not all information is true. And I think this is something in general that we all know, but it's a good reminder to have. So when you're posting information to people, it is really good to make sure that you're fact checking everything, because you don't want to be called out for just sharing false information. So that's something you really want to prioritize, along with, doing your own research as well outside of social media. While it's great to learn new things, it's also good to rely on, media that is certified and known to have a good reputation. So to be continuing on, more than 59% of the world uses social media. So this is over half of the population. And that's a lot of people to be able to possibly reach to. And in addition to this, it can help you get new customers and build customer loyalty. So this we will delve into a little more. But pretty much with social media, when you start off with your brand, maybe your friends and family know about it, but you can also start to get into a more niche demographic. So let's say you are starting a knitting company, you're selling your homemade knit goods, you're making knit sweaters, knit hats, and so on. You can find a community of people that are doing the same things or are interested in those things. And this is a really great way to build a community, not just with the people that you already know, but you can build a better connection with your current or potential new audience. And in addition to this, it is a cost-effective option to advertise your products or services. So if you're starting out with a brand, you may not have a big budget to begin with. I think several decades ago, if you wanted to advertise something, you would have to advertise through television, newspapers, magazines, and so on. And these are all very costly options that only big corporations really had access to. But now it's a game changer with social media. You can now post as you like. You can post your content, and hopefully with that, people will come to you. So now to continue on, we're going to look at why social media is essential for brands. So social media allows you to promote various content that can be shared worldwide. This is something we delved into a little bit earlier, but when you post a video, an image or so on, that video, that photo can be shared with anyone. Anyone that is using that app could have access to viewing your content. And that is something that you could not get anywhere else. And here we're going to talk about this more with creating a successful social media account. And that is creating a consistent theme and message. And this should be all throughout every social media channel, but especially with Instagram, with being such a visual social media platform. We know other platforms like Facebook, Twitter are, they can post images for sure, but you can also post text only. And that's completely fine. But with Instagram, it is specifically a visual app. And you want to have that nice, consistent theme. And this we will talk about later in the presentation. But for example, if you are running an Instagram for a yoga studio and your general aesthetic is neutral and minimalistic, you're not going to want to post a overly bright, saturated photo, as it will not align with your feed in any way. So that's something to be mindful of. But these are some ways that social media is essentially very important for brands. Now, we're going to delve into Instagram now. So first with Instagram, it was founded in 2010. I'm pretty sure all of you guys remember when it first came out. It was an app that was primarily focused on sharing images. And what was exciting about it was that there were features such as filters that you could add to your pictures, and it added a little pizzazz to all of your photos. And it was a really fun way to start. And now, as we've seen in 2022, Instagram has grown massively. And I think a big part of that was around 2012 when Facebook bought Instagram. This was a game changer. And now, with Facebook and Instagram being connected, there are many convenient ways to post your content, such as being able to post Instagram and Facebook posts at the exact same time if your Facebook is linked to your Instagram. Now, we're going to look into a little bit more about Instagram. So there are around 1.44 billion monthly users on Instagram, and that's a lot of people. And I can only expect for that number to be growing each and every year. And as we stated before, Instagram started off as an image-based app. Well, that has changed quite a bit. So now in addition to posting pictures, we can now post reels, stories, and so on. And within reels and stories, there's so many ways to expand on that. Mainly stories being inspired from Snapchat, reels being inspired by TikTok, or more or less a copycat version of that. And the demographic of Instagram is between 18 to 30 years old. So it's pretty much a younger audience. And this can be really good, as I find that younger people are more interested in trying out new things or are more creative and adventurous. And they are ultimately going to be the future leaders of our generation. So this is something really exciting to know about. Now, we're going to go and talk specifically about Instagram Reels because I feel like I've been saying such good things about it. So we're going to go into why it's so good. So, like I stated in the last slide, Reels are a direct copy of TikTok, pretty much. Pretty much just short form video content that is engaging and, pretty easy on the eye, usually. So a lot of times creators already use TikTok and they just re-upload those videos onto Instagram Reels because usually what's popular on TikTok is popular on Instagram as well. Trends kind of overlap. So I find that if you're already posting content on TikTok that's doing well, you can easily just upload it on Instagram along with other platforms such as YouTube Shorts or Facebook. And one thing that I generally advise is that Reels should be relatively short. They should be between 7 to 15 seconds because if they're too short, you kind of are not giving a reason why people should be watching your videos. The videos aren't long enough. But if they go over 15 seconds, a lot of people have short attention spans when they're scrolling through Instagram along with other social media platforms. If the videos are just immediately not compelling, they're going to skip on to the next one. And that is the hard truth, sadly, but there are some ways that you can get people to be interested in your reels from the get-go. And that can be by putting big text in your video. And this can be something not necessarily clickbaity, but it can be something catchy, something that hooks you in. Like you could say, for example, have you tried this best ramen at this place? And that will immediately catch people's attentions. So you want to find keywords that will reel people in. And this is something that's really important as people have short attention spans and they're just not going to be interested if your video is not immediately compelling. So we're going to go look at some places where you can find reels within the Instagram app. And there's a lot, I'm going to tell you that. So first, we're going to look at your general feed. So this is probably all the accounts that you are following, whether that's your favorite content creator or your family and friends. And when someone uploads a reel, it will appear like this. You'll see a little icon on the bottom left that's indicating that it's an Instagram reel, right? And once you tap onto that video, you'll get directed to view like this, right? So this is what a reel will look like once you tap on it. And as you see here at the bottom, you'll see your username or the username of the person that you're watching the reel from. And in addition to this, there will be a button on the right side that says follow. Now, this is a really good way for people to know about your account immediately and want to follow it. A lot of times, if people like the reels that they're viewing, they'll simply just follow you. And that can be really good for your engagement and reach. In addition to this, under your username or the username of the person that you're watching from, there will be the caption. And when you want to read more from it, just simply tap on the caption and you'll be able to learn more about it. And underneath, similar to TikTok, it'll be the song that's playing underneath, along with location. And on the right side corner, it shows how many likes the reel has in addition to comments. And on the third icon at the bottom, the one that looks like a little arrow, that will be to either be able to repost the reel on your own Instagram story or to be able to send it to your friends or anyone that you want to send it to, pretty much. Yeah, this is what a reel will look like once you tap on it and view the whole content. Next, we'll go on to where reels will appear if you post them on your Instagram. So as we see here, we have different tabs here. Now, the tab on the right here, or on the left side, we have the little reel icon here, the little logo. And underneath this, we have all of the reels in addition to how many views each reel has. And as you see here, the videos are very vertical, they're big and prominent and easy to see. And this is a really good way for people to, if they're interested in watching all of your reels that you post on Instagram. Now, you can also find reels within your overall feed as well. On your overall feed, there's a good chance you're most likely posting still images or carousel photos as well. So if you look to your bottom left here in the most recent post posted by the official Instagram account, as you can see, it is a reel. And you can tell because you just look at the top right icon and it has the reel logo on it. Now this you can tell is immediately a reel. And when you can watch the reel, you just tap on the image and it will soon become the full video that you'll be able to watch. And then the middle photo, you see?
We have a quick question in the chat before you're spitting some great knowledge on us. Somebody in the chat, Gabrielle had asked, how do we find the trending sounds to use for our reels?
Okay, all right, good question. So that is a good question and a little bit of a hard one, right? Yeah, the trending sound on Instagram Reels, right? So this is very easy to see on TikTok. As you can tell, you can always just click on the bottom of the reel and soon enough you'll be able to get to it, right? But if you want to find trending sounds on Instagram, this is a bit of a tough one because I find that many times I have the same interest. I'm very curious as to how I'd be able to watch or find trending sounds, right? But pretty much what I do is for me personally, when I want to use trending sounds, I tend to already kind of notice a pattern within my own niche. So if my niche is in cooking, I find a lot of sounds that people are using for cooking videos. And I will happen to just click on the sound for the music that's playing, right? And I will just either make a separate reel. I will save it onto Instagram. Yes, there's a feature where you can save all of your images, reels that you're interested on Instagram. And in addition to this, you can create a separate folder. So I would create a folder that says videos for sounds for Instagram reels. And then I would add all of those reels with the sounds that I'm interested in that I would be able to use later. for future videos. So yeah, I hope that was slightly helpful, but that's my personal way that I would be going about saving Instagram Reels, sounds, and so on. Yeah, that's what I have here. Is there any other questions at the moment, or is it all right? All right. Well, if we're all good then we will just keep continuing on then. So as we see here, yes, you can also find Reels to the bottom left side as well. And next we will go on to the Explore page, and we'll be talking about the Explore page right after Instagram Reels. So as you can see here, we have 4 smaller images and then 1 larger image. Now, all of the images that are larger are Reels. And this is really good if your post makes it onto the Explore page, because it is significantly more noticeable than the smaller carousel or still images. So this is something really good to remember when posting Reels, that if you get it on the Explore page, you will be able to, it'll just be visibly more noticeable than a still image. So that's something really good to remember. And we'll go on to the Explore page in just a second. In addition to this as well, we also can find Reels when you look up certain hashtags. And this is really good as well, because we have 3 different sections, right? We have top, recent, and Reels. So on the image on the left, we see all of the top videos or photos that use this hashtag impossible is nothing, right? And as you can see here, Reels that are trending in the section are on the top left, and it is a lot bigger than all of the other pictures. And usually bigger images are more noticeable to the eye. So this is also another really good way as to why you should be using Reels. And in addition to this too, in the hashtag section, you will be able to have an entirely separate tab called Reels. And this is just all the content here is Reels. No still images, no carousel photos, nothing, only Reels. And that is really good for your Instagram. All right. So now we're going to go and look a bit on how to upload a Reel, right? So this is also a really easy way to be able to find it. So if you are already going to post an Instagram story or post pictures on Instagram, underneath where on the picture on the left where there's the blue arrow, you see there's several different tabs. We have post, story, reels, and live. So if you kind of scroll a bit to the right or left, you'll be able to move this around and choose and select what you want to do exactly. So as you can see here, we have Reels. So we'll just want to scroll a little bit to the right, and soon enough, you will be presented with this section on the right. Now with the blue arrow here, this is if you want to record and edit and upload the reel on the spot. So this is similar to the TikTok app where you'd be able to record the videos at the very moment and edit, upload all at once. Or if you already have video content you want to upload, you can simply just click on this icon where the white arrow is, be able to select all of the videos that you want, and you will be able to view all the videos and choose what you like. All right, very good then. So this is what we have on Instagram Reels so far. And now, oh, sorry, I have one more thing to mention about Reels as well. Then we'll go on to the Explore page afterwards. So as you can see here, if you go to upload a video and a video that you wouldn't consider a reel, we now see that Instagram has decided that all video posts are now Reels. As we see, Instagram is really pushing the narrative to use Reels, and Instagram is going to pretty much reward you for using Reels in comparison to still photos. And I think this is a great time to take advantage of that. But yeah, that's all we have about Reels at the moment. And next, we're going to go look at the Explore page. Now, as we saw in the Explore page, it was this one right here. Usually on your home page here, it's on the little icon that has the magnifying glass, right? So the Explore page is a section that shows a collection based on the user's interests, right? And here are some reasons why you should get on the Explore page. So being on the Explore page will pretty much lead to more followers, more engagements, and possibly increased sales. And how does this work? Well, if your page is being exposed to all different accounts of people that don't know about your existence, people are likely to be interested in what you're posting. And they may want to follow, comment, save your posts, and this will lead to an overall higher engagement, which is really important for your brand. Because pretty much I will summarize this right now, but having higher engagement is a lot more important than numbers. Because sure, you could have all the followers you want, but if you don't have the engagement, it's not really worth it. You want people to be engaged and involved in your project, service, or products. And with the last part was increased sales, right? So this can, having exposure pretty much can lead to sales because people would be aware of your products or services. And there's a chance that people would go on your sites, purchase them. And this is really good. So we're going to go look on to some advice on how to get on the Explore page. So here are some things and advice that I can give you if you want to get on the Explore page, essentially. So first, Reels have a higher chance of getting on the Explore page than a static image. This is something I've stressed quite a bit. So if there's anything you take out of this presentation today, it's that Reels are your number one best friend. And second of all, use hashtags. We will actually talk about hashtags next. And on the third part here, we really want to include a call to action in your post. And what exactly is a call to action? So call to action is a marketing term, pretty much, that describes or it's the reason why people want to check out your page, why people are watching your reels, why people are looking at your posts. So if you are posting a reel that's advertising your BOGO sale that's coming up, that's a call to action. You want people to go on your site and partake in the BOGO sale, which would equal to more sales in your products. So this is something that's important. You really want to be specific and direct on this. And this can lead to overall engagement. And I will say the Instagram algorithm is weird. It is finicky and it requires a lot of patience and dedication. So now we're going to go look onto hashtags here. So here are some things that I would really recommend. I really think that you should include hashtags, especially when you're starting out with your brand and you don't have as much of reach yet. And because of this, your hashtag, whatever you post, your hashtag will be sent out to all the posts that you use your hashtags for. And if people decide to scroll on hashtag fashion, for example, or hashtag alternative fashion, they'll be able to see all posts that have used that specific hashtag. And one thing that's really good to remember is that you want to use niche hashtags that are relevant to your page. So you will read a lot of online articles that will say things like, oh, hashtag love is the most popular Instagram hashtag, therefore you should use it. And yes, you could use it, but there's so many people that have used that same hashtag that there's a very good chance that your post will just get washed out with all the others. So I would suggest finding really niche hashtags that have, I would say, a couple of 100,000 to a couple of million overall posts, because there will be a frequent amount of people that use these hashtags and look at these hashtags, but it will not be so overwhelming to the point where your overall feed is just, or post is completely hidden from everyone to see. So now we're going to be looking at some ways to use hashtags in your posts. And here are some, show you some general ways along with some as well. So here's kind of a general way to use hashtags in your post. You can put in your caption, and then right underneath your caption, you just list out all the hashtags. And you can list up to 30 hashtags on Instagram, but I would personally suggest maybe going for about 15 to 20, even a little less. That's completely fine, as well, as sometimes having all 30 hashtags posted at once can come off as a little bit spammy, or the fact that you really want followers, which there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with hashtags. I've heard people kind of talking bad on it. And I think it's a really reasonable and good way to use social media. You're taking advantage of potential followers and engagement. So this is one way to post hashtags. And here is another way, which I would recommend a little more than the first way. So this is after you post your initial post or reel. I would suggest, putting your caption in. It's really important to always have a caption no matter what. And right after you post your caption, you'll kind of write a comment to yourself. And in this comment, you will list out all of your hashtags and post it. So it won't be immediately in people's faces, but if they click on the comment section, then they will be able to see said hashtag. So this is another way I recommend using. And the next thing that I will show you is how I personally use hashtags. And this is something that I really like to use. So here's just a little screenshot from my own Instagram given. So pretty much right after posting, I will comment on my own post. And I will just comment maybe like one emoji. For me, I choose a black heart, but you could choose anything that fits your overall vibe. So if you have a very colorful themed Instagram, maybe you want to put a red or orange heart, or a rainbow emoji, a sparkle emoji, whatever you feel like, something simple and minimal, right? Then right after I post this comment, right, I'll reply to my own comment that I have initially posted and then insert in all of my hashtags. So this is a more discreet, subtle way for me to put in my Instagram hashtags without it being overwhelmingly in people's faces. Now, people can obviously still see these hashtags, but this is just a little way I like to do hashtags. I find it to be a little more creative and innovative, and it makes your overall feed look a bit more minimal, in my personal opinion. So next, we're going to be looking at Instagram analytics, right? So this is the next part. So if this is only possible if you have a business account set on your Instagram. And pretty much how a business Instagram account works is that you would need to have a public account. So if you're running a business, your account should already be public. And you need your account to be linked to your Facebook account. Facebook is about Instagram. So it's all interconnected. So once you have your business account set up, you will be able to use Instagram analytics. And this is a great tool to be able to check out how people are feeling about your content, what's working, what's not, and find your overall general target audience. And in addition to this too, you can help you plan and strategize your content ahead of time, which can be really good as well. So here's an example of what your Instagram analytics would look like. if you've been using it for a while. If you start out initially, you're not going to have these numbers or so on, but if you use it for a couple of weeks, you'll be able to start to understand your general demographic better. So in general, you'll be able to see all of your followers, see how many percentage increase or decrease in followers you've had within a week-long period. And as you see here on the left side, you'll be able to see a little bit of a graph of how many total followers and unfollows you've gotten. And in the middle here, you can also change the settings. So you can check within the last 7 days, 1 month, 1 year, and you can see where people are located and their general age range. And you can also look based on men and women. And along with that, on the right side, you'll be able to see most active times that people look at your Instagram. So this can really help you strategize and plan ahead of time, so you know what you're posting and when you're posting.
Hi, Olivia. I have a question in the chat. They had asked, can you switch a personal account to a business account, or do you have to create a new account / start over?
Okay, great question. So yes, you can start off with a personal account and move on to a business account. So yeah, there is no worries about that. You can just start it whenever you like. Yeah, there's no need to start from scratch. Yeah, as long as you have a Facebook account that you can connect to, you are all set. So yeah, this is a really fun way to be able to look at analytics, especially when you have your business account and you're wanting to know how your posts are doing. And in addition to your overall feed and your overall Instagram page, you can also look at analytics for each post as well. So you can see the amount of likes that you've gotten in addition to comments, how many saves your post has gotten, which would be on the top right icon with one that says 31 written on it. And the one next to the saves is how many shares your post has gotten. So how many people have reposted onto their story or have sent to their friends and so on. Then you can also see actions that have taken from this post. You can see how many people have overall reaches that you've had. So you can see how many people weren't following an Instagram page in your page. You can see how many people found your post through a hashtag or from your profile, home being the home page. So this would be usually from people that are following you. And follows from others is a bit ambiguous, but it's there. And follows is how many followers you've gained from your post. So yeah, this is a post that I did a while ago, and I put in some hashtags, and whatever hashtags I used at that moment worked at that time. So yeah, it's a little bit of experimentation here and there, right? So yeah, next we're going to be looking into Instagram shopping. So Instagram shopping is a newer feature that allows you to post products that you're selling. So this is really good, especially if you're an e-commerce company and you want to sell and share your goods, right? And people can purchase these items directly from the Instagram app, or they can buy the products from your website. So you have either option that you can do, right? And here's an example of how Instagram shop would look like on your feed or on a different account's feed. So as you see here on the left side, in the middle and to the right photo, we have a little shopping bag icon, and this indicates that this is an Instagram shop post, or that the post has a tagged link to your shop.
Hi,
and if you can see, yes, hi.
Hello. We have another question about analytics. Do other channels have the same analytics?
Do other channels, what exactly is meant by other channels? Like other social media platforms or other? Yes. Okay, other social media platforms. Yes, other social media platforms have this as well. I believe on like TikTok, which I've experimented a bit with, you need like about, I think, 100 followers before you can get access to analytics, which can be a little bit annoying at times. But yes, they have them through other social media platforms as well. But yeah, this in particular is for Instagram analytics here. Yeah, this would not really apply to your other social media channels. So this would be directly for your Instagram channel. And I would suggest looking on the other apps for their own version of their analytics. So yeah, as we see here, we have Instagram shopping here. We have different items, and you can, in addition to this, you can also save items too that you're interested in. Maybe you want to look at them later. So this is also really convenient as well. And next, we're going to go on to business accounts, right? So we've talked about this a little bit before. And as we see here, we can track your analytics. In addition to this, you can add links to Instagram stories with analytics as well. So if you want to share a link to your website, you want to share a link to your new products, you can add that specific link onto your story, have people look at it, click on it, and have access to your website immediately. In addition to this too, you can also use Instagram's advertising feature, which we will go into a bit. But yeah, as you can see here, here we have an overall Instagram feed that I would say is really solid. As you can see here, we have different sections. So we'd have guides, reels, IGTV, tags, and in addition to this too, this is something I'm quickly going to touch up on. This icons here with the little different things such as learning, L-raisers, investing, community, are all things called highlights. And these are posts directly from your Instagram stories that you've uploaded that you can have permanently on your page. So on Instagram stories, once you post a video, photo, it goes away after 24 hours, exactly the same as Snapchat stories, essentially. But if there is some content that you posted on your story that you want to keep on your overall Instagram page permanently, but not necessarily want to post on your actual feed, you can create a highlight reel. And here you can select which stories you want in your settings and add it into a specific highlight or kind of like a folder in a way. And if you want to, you can also customize these photos. So you can create your own icons through such as Canva, and then you can upload it, have it saved on your camera roll. You can have an option where it says upload photo, and you can just choose that image that you want, and you can create a really nice, clean, cohesive Instagram page like this, right? Very good. So yeah, next we're gonna go on to advertising on Instagram. So with a business account, you can advertise any of your posts, and this can include reels and stories. And this feature, unfortunately, is not free. So that is something to note. If you're on a really low budget, I would suggest just skipping out on it for now. But if there's a time that comes around where you have a little extra pocket money and you want to experiment around a bit, I would suggest using Instagram advertising. And in addition to this, it has a very flexible budget setting and duration setting as well. So you don't need to be spending crazy amount of money. You can if you want, but you definitely don't need to. And in addition to this, you can target specific audience members using keywords or phrases, which can be really good as well. So first, when you go on to a post, right, that you want to promote, well, this is first what an ad would look like. This would be here on your feed, right? So if you want to start out, usually in your photo that you've already posted, there'll be a little icon at the bottom right that will say boost post. And this is if you have a business account again. So if you have a personal account, you won't see this feature. But if you have a business account, and it says boost post, you'll want to click on that. And you'll be redirected to a section that will have you select a goal. And there'll be three options. You'll either want more profile visits, more website visits, or more messages. And unfortunately, you can only select one option. You don't have the choice to select multiple of them, even though I would want all of the following. but you can also define your audience as well. And you have two options. You have an automatic setting where Instagram kind of targets people that are already similar to your followers, or you can create your own by manually entering your options. So you can use keywords or phrases, which would be an option that I would recommend more or less. And then afterwards, we'll be able to choose your budget and duration. And you can do it as short as 1 day to over 30 days. And obviously, 30 days is going to be a lot more expensive than 1 day. But depending on how many days and your budget, you'll be able to have a lower to higher amount of reach. But you'd at least be able to get maybe around about 500 to 1,000 estimated reaches. And this isn't always guaranteed, but it's an estimated amount. If you were to set it for 1 day for a really low budget price of like $3. So you don't really need to start off with anything crazy, but it can be a good way to experiment around and see how your post does when it's being advertised. So yeah, now we're going to go into a little quick bit on how to start out your Instagram page. So you want to clearly define your goals and objectives ahead of time. You really want to know what kind of content you want to post, who's viewing your content. Unfortunately, I would say you are not going to be able to please everyone. Not everyone's going to be interested in your content. And that is unfortunate. As much as it's nice to have everyone like what you do, it's simply not possible. Everyone is different. There's over 1 billion people using Instagram. There's going to be people that like your content. There's going to be people that don't. And it's good to know who you're going to be targeting to. And in general, you want to be active on your social media platform. You don't want to post once and go a month without posting because people are going to think, oh, this account's not serious. They don't really want to grow their page. They don't really care. So they're not going to be interested. So you want to be active and consistent. It can be hard. It can be tiring sometimes when you put in a lot of work into your post and you don't really get anything out of it, but it's all about baby steps, and it's about just sticking true to what you're passionate about and sticking out through it the entire time. So yeah, since I stated before, Instagram is a visual app, so we are going to want to prioritize visuals and overall quality. And in addition to that, especially with Reels, we'll want to keep up to date with latest trends and post content that is original and authentic as well. Of course, you can hop onto trends here and there, but make sure to change it up a bit. Don't copy another creator exactly, and add your own finesse, your own vibe, and your overall like aesthetic and business to it as well, because you want to be original and stand out from others. And last but not least, here, you want to talk about how we should engage with your audience. So engaging with your audience is really important. And this can be through answering DMs, comments, and in addition to this too, being able to host events such as polls, giveaways, live streams, to have people really interact with your page. And this is really good because you'll be able to build a stronger bond and overall community with your audience. So yeah, here we have some photo editing apps that I recommend, like Bisca, Snapseed, Pixar, really good to find a consistent maybe filter or a certain theme for your account. You have video editing apps like CapCut, InShot, Adobe Premiere Pro, and other editing apps like Canva, one that I really love, and an app like Buffer, where you'd be able to post all of your content at once, which can be really helpful as well. Now, when you're posting for Instagram, you want to find your target audience. You want a really niche amount. So maybe that could be women in their 20s that are expecting mothers, or it could be for maybe upper class, older people that are likely to retire soon. So you want to have a really specific targeted niche for your account. And again, I stress this enough, you should plan what you're going to post well at the time. And there's a lot of apps on Instagram where you'd be able to kind of curate your feed ahead of time, kind of upload photos that you want to post on Instagram. and see how it looks on your overall feed. If it looks good, if it needs a little tweaking, it can be a really good way to strategize and plan. And yep, as we know, the algorithm constantly changing. One moment, still photos were really popular. Next, carousel photos, and now reels. So it changes all the time. And elements such as categories, hashtags, and keywords also have a lot of effect in the overall algorithm as well. And next, we're going to be diving in a little bit on designing your feed. So overall, you want the theme to be consistent and stick with a specific palette or filter and post high quality content at all times. I cannot stress this enough. You don't need the most expensive, high tech camera equipment or anything like that. But I would always suggest good lighting, making sure that your video isn't blurry, pixely, or anything of that sort. I would really stress on that more than anything, especially with videos and reels. I would honestly suggest sticking with still photos if that's easier, and then transitioning onto reels when you're able to make higher quality content, because low quality videos will not do well on Instagram. And here, I'm going to give you some little tips on how to design your feed. So here are some templates or styles that you could do for your Instagram. So here it's kind of like a checkered pattern Instagram theme, right? As you can see, we have image, quote, image, quote, image, quote. And we have the general color palette of beige, a little bit of brown, tannish color. And this is kind of a minimal-esque Instagram feed. It's very consistent and has the same layout like this. So this is something that you could potentially be interested in. Or you could post a 3-image style post where you have 3 photos that are all similar to each other, but have an overall consistent theme. So you have 3 photos that may be white with a bit of illustration. Second row is quotes with the same background, and so on. So we have this type of theme that's very consistent as well. That can look really aesthetically pleasing for your Instagram. And here is honestly, the one I would probably recommend the most is just posting what you like, having a mix of reels and still photos, and having a consistent theme, color palette, and overall same filter. So this is a really great example of this. We can clearly tell that the theme is kind of a peach color with white. And I would suggest choosing between 2 or 3 colors for your Instagram feed. And here I'm going to give you some quick tips on some things to avoid. So, as you know, buying followers, likes, and comments is a big no-go. It can be very tempting, especially seeing how you could have lots of likes or lots of followers overnight. But the problem with this is that you're not going to get any engagement from this. Once they follow your account, you're never going to hear from them again. They don't know your page. They don't care about your page. And a lot of times they're just bots. They're not even real people running this account, which is not good for your overall feed and your overall engagement on Instagram. If you have a lot of followers, like 50K followers, but you only get 2 comments because you bought all of your followers, it's not a really great look for your feed. So I would suggest growing your page organically, slowly, one at a time. And next part, not writing any captions. If you are posting a new product, new sale, or whatever's going on with your business, write a caption. If you just post a still image with nothing written on it, people don't know what to do with that. It doesn't come off, it comes across that you didn't really care about posting your pictures, or you didn't really have any interest in it whatsoever. So yeah, write a caption. It is really good for your Instagram, even if it's something short and simple and sweet. You don't need to write a whole paragraph. And next part, not engaging with your audience. This is a big no-go. I feel like your audience doesn't, they feel like the audience will think that you don't care about them. And it can kind of hurt. People have questions about your orders, products. It's really good to reply to them as quickly as possible in a positive, friendly manner, obviously. And last but not least, we have posting too much. It's really not good to post too often. I would suggest maybe posting it once a day at most. And even then, I would suggest skipping a couple of days. If you're posting 3 to 4 times a day, people are going to get sick and tired of your feed, and they're going to want to unfollow you, feel like it's too much. So yeah, it may be exciting to post a lot, but limit the amount of times that you post. And yeah, now overall conclusions: be authentic, stay patient, stay true to yourself the entire way. And that is very cliche. Trust me, I know, but promise me it works. And post regularly and consistently, of course. And don't worry about numbers. Have fun and post a lot of reels if you can. So yeah, for more information and guidance, Sonota Stylings is here to assist you on your overall business journey. So yes, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to listen and get to know more about Instagram. Yeah. Also, I wanted to actually add on to one small thing too that I really blew out of my mind. So the first question that someone asked was about Instagram sounds, right? And there's actually a way to be able to find sounds that may be really good for posting your reels. So, for example, if you go on your search bar, and this can be found where your explore page is, right? And you can type in something like, I don't know, I'm going to type in hello or something real quick. And underneath, we'll first have some options that list top, right? And these will be top photos, things that would be pretty much on your explore feed. Then next to that will be accounts. And after that, we'll have audio as a section. And audio is the section that we will want to look at, as this would have access to all of the sounds that you would want to use for your Instagram reels. And underneath, once you click on the audio, there'll be an option titled Use Audio. It's a bit hard mentioning it without visuals, but yeah, if you go on your search bar, as you would look for other accounts, I would suggest just typing in maybe a song title and then being able to find the list of artists from there. But yeah, does anyone have any questions of any sort?
I'm looking on the Facebook Live segment and I'm not seeing any questions. If you guys have any questions, feel free to unmute. Olivia, just thank you so much for this useful information. I think that this was a great overview of how to use Instagram. I think, a lot of us are on Instagram, but really understanding those functionality buttons and how to really use it all to our best advantage. It was just so helpful. I know for a lot of folks, including myself, we do have one question in the chat. And that is a great question. She said, will you be presenting regarding any other of the platforms?
Good question. I actually don't know at the moment, but I would love to.
I think that is a great opportunity. I think that, Olivia, we can definitely chat offline to see if we can do something about the other platforms. I'm really happy that you really enjoyed Olivia's presentation. I know I really did as well. And we will keep you posted. Absolutely.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, thank you so much for having me join you guys today. It's such an honor for me.
Oh, you're so welcome. And we are just so thankful that you took the time out of your day to do this. Thank you, everybody who came on this morning. I know 9:30 is just like, all right, you wake up, hop on, y'all. But I really appreciate y'all coming on. And hopefully you guys took a lot of information away from this. Olivia, if folks want to contact you, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness. Yes, feel free to, reach out to me. I will honestly in the chat box here. I'm going to quickly write out my email address here, and this is completely fine to just reach out to me at any time you like. So I'll just type that out real quick. U.edu. So this is my email, but also feel free to contact Stenoda Stylings as well for any other inquiries or information. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, if there aren't any other questions, let me just paste that maybe in the live chat over here. If it will let me, be nice to me, Facebook. There we go. If there aren't any other questions, again, thank you all so much for participating. We really appreciate you. This is our last Social Media Matters of the year. So we look forward to seeing y'all next year with a little bit of a revamped program. So that will be to be determined, to be announced. Olivia, again, thank you so much for doing this. This was super helpful. Your presentation was absolutely amazing, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck finishing college.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep working hard.
Heck yeah, and take breaks too. That's equally important.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't do that nearly enough, so I'll make sure to do that.
Good. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and we will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, see you. Thank you so much
for coming
today.